It's kind of funny that you posted today. I've noticed that I'm back in a loop.
What's the loop?
The loop was kind of meeting someone on OkCupid and fucking hooked up, and that was kind of cool.
Nice.
First off, cold approach, it's intimidating. For me, it also is a secondary intimidation because ultimately I kind of want a relationship. Mm-hmm. And my initial thoughts were like, it'll give me a girl for the night, but is it going to give me a girl who I want to be with for an extended portion of my life?
And this is a common thing that I hear guys. It's just like, well, I don't want to just like fucking go out and get laid and blah, blah. Well, if you want to use that stuff for that, you can. It's literally the same as you want to buy a car, right? You don't know shit about cars. You don't know the difference between an automatic or a stick shift. You don't know the difference between 4 cylinders and 6 cylinders. You don't know the difference between an SUV and a normal car, off-road vehicle. You have no fucking clue, right? So you just want to go get the perfect car for you. But you don't know shit about cars. A lot of, quote, nice guys, they just want to go right out there and just meet the perfect girl. But it's like, dude, you go to the grocery store without any fucking clue what you want to get. You have to have at least in your mind a list of what you're there to get, what you are interested in. If you're the boss of a company and you hire somebody, they've got to fill a niche. If you don't know what you're hiring the person to do, that it's going to be a wreck. Even if the person is cool as shit, the whole fucking thing is going to derail.
Oh yeah, another good metaphor is kind of like what I'm going through from the house hunt. You have a idea in your head of what it is you want, but until you start going through the full fucking process, there's no fucking way you can make a true educated decision on really like, well, dude, I really thought I wanted a basement, but I don't need all this square footage just for me.
And you learn as you go. This kind of goes back to a conversation we had a long time ago about starting and the paralysis of analysis. And that is kind of a perfect way of exemplifying that if you were to do all the research about buying a house, you would never buy a house. Because you can't possibly know until you're there doing it. And you start seeing patterns emerge. Like you just said with the basement, you're like, well, fuck, I don't need all this space. It just occurred to me. I just keep seeing the same thing over and over, and the same thought keeps hitting me. I don't need all this space. So you can research your ass off about buying a house, but you're never going to know until you just start somewhere.
To kind of back up a little bit, the way that you were talking about, like how you had written down your perfect girl and shit.
Right.
Well, the reason I haven't done it is because I haven't cast the fucking net yet.
I had an intuition that that was why you were hesitating, because you weren't quite sure what to put down. You hadn't been back to the buffet enough to be like, oh, you know what? I definitely want this. I definitely like this, and I want that.
When you use the buffet metaphor, it's like I vary so much in what my taste preference is. So in that scenario, there's no fucking way I could really, truly be in a relationship because I'm fucking all over. I have
learn pickup, and like I said with the house, patterns will emerge. I was the same way. Somebody is asking me what my type is. I'm like, I don't know what my type is. I like brunettes. I like redheads. I love blondes. I love this. I love that. I love the other thing. I like the ones with the vaginas. I don't know if you ever listen to Johnny Soporno. He's got a thing where he says he's the guy that doesn't count. There's a double meaning. He doesn't count because he gets laid so much. And then on the other hand, he doesn't count because girls have sex with him because, oh, that's just Johnny. He doesn't count. Girls have that mindset, especially the way they're socially programmed. They have this Madonna whore complex that they're constantly trying to balance, but they can't. So they're just like have to lie about everything and have to be secretive because they want sex just as much as we do, if not more, right? So when they find the guy that doesn't count, they'll sleep with him with no fucking worries because he's not going to say anything, he's not going to tarnish your reputation, and he's not going to be the strings attached like, oh, we had sex, are we getting married now? He's just the fun dude that she ended up with at the end of the night, and it's not a big fucking deal, and they'll still be friends, he'll still be cool next time. She can show up with her boyfriend or some dude she's out on a date with, and he's not going to cause a scene. That's the guy you want to be. Yeah. Be that guy for like the next 2 years, and I guarantee you'll know exactly what you want.
You can literally just not leave your house and fucking do this. But I do highly recommend you get out there and actually play the physical game. Be in the club, be in the bar, You
really have to, because the online stuff is just a safe opener. You don't have to deal with the social pressure of getting shot down and all that stuff. It doesn't sting as bad. There's no witnesses. But really what it comes down to is the opener is just an opener. Everyone's like, what's the opener? What's the magic opener? There's no fucking, hi. Hey, how's it going? I'm Vlad. What's your name? That's a fucking opener. If you bump into her, that's an opener. If she notices you're alive, that's an opener. So if you have an opener online, that's great. But once you get there, you got to be worth the fuck to talk to.
It's so fucking hilarious that they're like, oh my God, dude, what line did you use?
Well, we were all raised on the magic bullet. We were all raised on the magic pickup line. Oh, did you fall from heaven? Or whatever the fuck those, we were all raised on thinking that there was some magic, a string of words that we can use, and the girl would be like, oh my God, this is the guy. He's so witty. This is the guy I'm having sex with tonight. I'm going to marry this guy.
Coming out of this loop, the other thing was sort of people pleasing, and I could hear my mind going, well, maybe you should ask why they're upset with you, or maybe you should curtail how you say this or whatever, instead of just fucking being me. Those little influences and little sprinkles of toning yourself down. I believe
stifling yourself.
Like, exactly. Finally, it was like, okay, no more of this. I don't give a shit. Take me who I am, or you're not going to take me, and I don't really care.
Right.
And that also kind of in pickup. I look at it as actual social communication skills.
It's fucking sales. That's all it is. It's just a different format. It's just sales. I was working property management, and I'm thinking to myself, I've already got all this canned material that I can just kind of like be in my head and think about something else while my mouth just runs, because it's said it so many times that it's not something I have to think about. It's just on autopilot. And as I'm giving my spiel, I'm thinking, this is fucking pickup. I'm doing pickup right now. That's all it is. It's just sales. But you're selling yourself, and really anybody that's worth a fucking sales is going to tell you you're not selling a car, you're not selling an apartment, you're not selling anything. You're always selling yourself. So it's no different than any other sales job. Only thing is, instead of a bonus, you get the girl. Eventually you get the right girl, and she nurtures you instead of causing you to shrink.
Went out with a couple coworkers, and I hung with them for a little bit. Then I started just grouping out with other people. And
that's a great skill, man. Hone that shit. That'll get you far.
Yeah, I came back to my coworkers, and one of them was like, dude, you have talked to like 5 girls tonight. What's your secret? How do you go up and talk to them? I'm like, dude, I just go up and fucking say, how you doing? My name's Joe. How's the evening?
And you don't act like a creepy weirdo trying to eye fuck them.
Yeah, like normal introduction, my friend. That's all you do. I will say this. I don't like the club scene really hardly at all. It's so hard to hear.
It's really hard to hear, and there's a lot of drugs and a lot of ADD girls, the fucking phone zombies. I do not envy any guy out there right now trying to talk to girls, especially in those scenes.
Being in a club, I'm not a fan of. But it's not hard to just talk to people. It's quite easy. Now, for him, it would have been extremely difficult, one, because he couldn't fucking approach, and if he did approach, that whole desperation, I want to have fucking sex with you right away, he bathed himself in Dracar Noir.
He's got the whole can't start thing because he's already had a relationship with her, and she's rejected him before he ever even talked to her. So when he comes up trembling saying hello, it's going to cause exactly what he's afraid of happening. You know, instead of just going, hey, what's going on? Anything fun going on in this town? Whatever. That's even fucking lame, but it's not even what you open with. It's how you follow through. You don't give a shit. You're looking around while you're talking to them. You're cutting up, you're smiling, being a little sarcastic, a little edgy. It's not a fucking big deal. And if they tell you to go fuck yourself, you're like, okay, have a good night.
Be desireless, be excellent, be gone. The Tao of Steve is pretty fun. Like, those 3 rules are great. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that it's easy, especially the desireless part. If you're true to yourself, then you're going to be excellent anyway, is the way I see it.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So,
because you're not looking for validation through somebody else. What you're doing is the shit. It's awesome. I mean, even if you're sitting in the club twisting a Rubik's Cube around or something, that's the shit. That's like you're having a fucking blast. You're talking to people, and people will just think that's cool that you're doing that because you don't care and you're not being weird about anything.
being excellent.
It's really easy because a lot of the stuff that people ask me, I've been wondering since I was a kid, and chances are I've already read about it or looked into it at length. So when somebody kind of sparks like, hey, what does this mean? It's like, oh, here's all, let me throw up on you for a fucking hour about it. All right, man.
All right, dude. I'll talk to you later.
Peace out.